Do one more. Perfect. Thank you. Yay! Good morning, everyone. Hi. I'm opening this space today with some slightly adapted words by Reverend Melanie Morell-Ensminger. Come, come, whoever you are welcome here. Whatever your age, your size, the color of your eyes, your hair, your skin, you are welcome here. However you came here, if you came alone or with others, you are welcome here. Whoever you love or how you speak, or whatever your abilities, you are welcome here. Whether you come with laughter in your heart or tears in your eyes, you are welcome here. If you come with an open mind, a loving heart, and willing hands, then you indeed are welcome here. Yes, thank you, Dwayne. Welcome to the First Unitarian Universalist Church of New Orleans. For almost 200 years, this congregation has been a beacon of liberal and leftist faith, spiritual self-fulfillment, and commitment to making our community and our world a better place for all. I am Tucker, and my pronouns are they, them, or he, him. If you're a visitor, we invite you to raise your hand so that we can greet you. Yay! Welcome, y'all. We're so happy you're here. I'll also just say for everyone, we had some printer issues this morning, so if you see Reverend Sara and I on our phones, we're deeply present. Also, during the service today, we'd like to ensure that everyone in attendance can hear the service in its entirety. So if you're unable to hear any of the speakers, please wave your hand or give us one of these, and we'll do our best to speak up. As a lay-led congregation, we invite a variety of worship leaders from our congregation and the broader community to give the sermon and contribute to other parts of our service. Our worship leader today is Reverend Sara Green, an incredible leader in the Unitarian Universalist and New Orleans community. So, please rise in body or spirit and join us in lighting the chalice of our heritage. You can join me in reading the words that you'll find in your order of service, and then you can join us in our sung response following. No. Okay. We light our flaming chalice to illuminate the world we seek. In the search for truth, may we be just. In the search for justice, may we be loving. And in loving, may we find peace. Please remain as you are for our opening hymn, number 175 in your gray hymnals, titled, "We Celebrate the Web of Life." Please be seated.
You mean?
The carpet circles, yes. Thank you. I forgot to set them up. Okay, thank you. Oh, wait. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much. There's a lot going on earlier, and now we're here. So thank you so much for helping with the carpet circles. I would have set them up earlier. I was distracted, I confess. But we're here now, and everybody already knows what to do. But if you don't know what to do, I'd like to invite those young and young at heart to join me on the carpet circles, or these little side time for all ages seats, I like to call them, if you'd like to enjoy the pictures more closely. You're okay. Hi, welcome everyone. So nice to see you all. Okay, so today I'm going to share this amazing book by Amanda Gorman called Change Sings. And as I was practicing it this morning, I realized that this book celebrates all of our UU values. How about that? Right? So I'm going to review them really quick with y'all, and then while I'm reading the book, I invite you to see if you can notice where they are, and then maybe at the end we can share. Okay? So the values are 1, transformation. Yeah, say along with me if you know. If you don't, then you're learning. And we count on our hands because it's a way for us adults to help remember the words. 1 is transformation. 2, equity. 3, pluralism. 4, justice. 5, generosity. 6, love. 7, interconnectedness. That one's tricky. All right, so transformation, equity, pluralism, justice, generosity, love, and interdependence. So think about those while I'm reading the book. And some of the values may be more easy to recognize from the pictures. So I will leave the book up here. So if you want to check out the illustrations, which of course, as you know, I always pick books with beautiful illustrations, that is definitely worth coming and taking a peek at after. So, you guys ready? Mm-hmm. Okay. Change Sings by Amanda Gorman, illustrated by Lauren Long. I can hear change humming in its loudest, proudest song. I don't fear change coming, and so I sing along. I scream with the skies of red and blue streamers. I dream with the cries of tried and true dreamers. I'm the chant that rises and rings. There's hope where my change sings. Though some don't understand it, those windmills of mysteries, I sing with all the planet and its hills of histories. I hum with 100 hearts, each of us lifting a hand. I use my strength and smarts, take a knee to make a stand. I'm bright as the light each day brings. There is love where my change sings. I show others tolerance, though it might take some courage. I don't make a taller fence, but fight to build a better bridge. I talk not only of distances from where and when we came, I also walk our differences to show we are the same. I'm a movement that roars and springs. There's a wave where my change sings. Change sings where? There, inside me, because I'm the change I want to see. As I grow, it grows like a seed, like seeds. I'm just what the world needs. I'm the voice where freedom rings. You're the love your bright heart brings. We are the waves starting to spring. We are the change we sing. We're what the world is becoming, and we know it won't be long. We all hear change strumming. Won't you sing along? Okay, transformation. Anyone notice transformation? Yeah, where'd you see transformation?
Well, she's changing in the book, basically. She is, I don't know how to explain it, but she's just, she changes a lot of stuff. so she does good stuff.
She's changing in the book as the book goes on, and she's changing all kinds of stuff. That's great. Yeah, change is transformation. Good job, Jen. Great. Transformation, very important. Number 2, equity. Anybody? Equity? Anybody notice some equity in the book? Really? I feel like this page was really, I liked this page for equity. It may be hard to see too, like I said, some of it is the illustrations. I don't make a taller fence, I fight to build a better bridge. And then the team of musicians that she's collected on her journey are helping to build this ramp for their friend who is in a wheelchair. I thought that was
From down here, of what does equity mean?
equity. Anybody else want to define equity? I feel like I talk about it.
Like,
Also pluralism, yes, that's true.
is equity like accepting people, not pushing them away?
Yeah, it's like making sure that things are just and balanced and fair for each other. So I want to treat you the way that you want to be treated, and the way that I need to be treated and want to be treated may be different than the way that you want to be treated. So we make sure that everybody, that things are more balanced and fair. Does that make sense? Pluralism, anybody? There's all kinds of different faiths in, oh yeah, 3, pluralism. Good job, Lauren, number 3. There's all kinds of different faiths all joining together in this one cause of change, of creating change together, and I think that's really beautiful. And they're also, I like to think of all the different instruments that all the kids in the book are playing as all their different voices coming together to create one song. So 3, 4, justice. Anybody see some justice?
He took a knee. What was it?
She says, I use my strengths and smarts to take a knee and make a stand.
Yeah.
Take a knee and make a stand. Very good. Justice. 5, generosity. This is another one that might be harder with the book, harder without the pictures. But there's this one page where her and the tuba player have collected groceries from around the community and then go distribute them from people to people who like maybe can't make it to the grocery store themselves. So they're collecting the abundance from their community and sharing it with each other. Generosity. What about love? Love. Thank you, Lauren. Love, that's right. Anybody? No one saw love in this book?
It seems like she loves to sing.
She loves to sing, and that is at the center of this story, is the song. Very good. It's also at the center of the poem.
Yeah.
Yes, sharing her song, and that's love. Sharing what she loves with the people she loves. Whoa, lots of love in this book. What about interdependence? That's the last one, right? Interdependence. Interconnectedness, interdependence, interconnectedness. Thank you, Lauren. You're connected. Would you like to answer? Did you notice that? Did you notice that in the book anywhere?
Well, I mean, even on the cover here, all these colors are interconnected.
Oh, these colors are interconnected. Makes a mosaic. Yeah, what about the people? Did you see the people engaging in interconnectedness anywhere?
Oh, look at that. They're part of the mural.
In this mural they made at the end, they're all playing different instruments. And like, I don't know, for music too, when you have a drum, that really helps set the beat, but then you need the melody also. So music is a good representation of interconnectedness also. Bridge connects people, yeah, very good.
Martin Luther King is connecting the past to the future.
Connecting the past to the future. It's almost like time doesn't exist. That's cool. Just kidding. What is time? That's more the question. Okay, now I begin to ramble, but I just want to leave you with the last line once again. We all hear change strumming. Won't you sing along? Thank you, everyone, for joining me on the circles.
And children and young folks of all kinds are welcome to spend the rest of the service here with us or to visit our kids' room, which is down this hall through the secret door to the right. All you, Reverend Sarah.
Please join me in a moment of breath and grounding, followed by a moment of silence. I invite you to finish arriving. I invite you to feel your body against your seat. Notice where your shoulders touch the back. Notice how your knees bend. Notice how your belly is resting. And notice your breath. With each inhale, I invite you to gather the parts of you that are still floating about in the week. And with each exhale, invite them here into this space. Invite the you that is frustrated with your kid. Invite the you that was scared on Tuesday. Invite the you that felt joy yesterday from seeing friends, perhaps. On another inhale, invite the part of you that is confused. On another inhale, invite the part of you that is brilliant. Maybe that's still hanging out on Monday. And with each exhale, invite all of those parts of you into this moment. Not just to be, but to be witnessed, to be held, affirmed, emboldened. I'd like to invite you, before our moment of silence, to just get 5% more comfortable. Sink a little deeper. May it be so.
Thank you. Please join me as we read our responsive reading, which is found in the inserted page in your order of worship. I'll begin, and please respond with the text in bold that reads all. Search my heart, O love,
And lead me in the ways of solidarity.
help me lay down my defenses.
And grow me on the edges of my knowing, that I may move more deeply into practices of care, of right relationship, of liberation and transformation.
Grounded in the truth of my inherent worth, planted in the knowledge of my power, mindful of the stories and legacies and systems that shape me.
I pray my becoming unfolds in the direction of freedom.
Mine, others, ours, this planet's,
May this day be my teacher
and my learning sincere. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Being with you all once a month is a little wild. I never know what is going to happen the day before. Sometimes I get up here and I'm thinking, what am I going to tell these people? And sometimes it feels like we've lived lifetimes in the month. And I come like today, and I'm a little more energized, actually. In part because I get to work with Tucker. Tucker, as you know, is a legend. And I have been hearing about Tucker for years before I even met Tucker. Everyone would be like, have you met Tucker? And I'm like, who is this person? No. So that's worth celebrating, first of all. Reverend Deanna Vandiver is here, back in New Orleans, where you belong, doing the good work of liberation. So it's good to see you. We also had a major electoral victory. Wow. What else? I mean, the chaos. The chaos. And so, anyways, I'm just feeling like, I think there's some things that I'm forgetting. Maybe I'll think of them later. But for those reasons and more, I just feel like we need to just like sing together, you know? Like from our bellies, loud. And so I would like to invite us into singing this We Shall Be Known song. I think many of us know it, which is good because we can just jump right in. If you don't know it, just hang out for the first round. We're going to do it 3 times. Quick reminders of singing with me. We're going to sing from our belly, not from our head. We are going to experiment with harmony, with timing. We're gonna be wrong. We're gonna veer off from the path, and we're gonna find each other again. And we're gonna have fun. That sounds good? Okay. I'm gonna, if it's okay, Justin, step away from the mic, or step back. Can I step back and still be known? Okay, all right. Let's hit it. 1, 2, 3. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle around to tend these fires. Not a dirge. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. This is a good belting part. It is time now. Time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. 2 more times just like that. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the one tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. Last time, really sing. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle around to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. Yes. Wow, I feel better. Two things. I remember the thing that I also was celebrating. I just came from an owl lock-in down at the First Grace Church. And when I left, they were doing bystander interventions. Wow, that's what I'm celebrating. And the kids were having the best time at the owl lock-in. That's what I'm celebrating. Also, Wendy Moore O'Neill, our other minister, is doing a community sing today, 2 to 4, at the Andrew Caillou Center on Bayou Road. So if that was medicine that you need more of, today from 2 to 4, you can go get that. Okay, great. Fantastic. So, all right, let's get to business. Maybe last fall, I was doing some research, just some community reading, and I came across this term, VUCA. Not ring a bell to anybody? VUCA? The origins of it are debatable. It did make its way into military land, but basically it's an acronym that describes conditions of a system. They stand for volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. And it's supposed to be like when you identify that that's what's happening, it should inform your strategy and like sort of point you to the anecdotes to what those things are. And I think, if I'm remembering correctly, it was a term that was created like in the 90s, AKA lifetimes ago. The world is so different. And so as I was reading this article, they were talking about VUCA as a concept, and this other guy says, I think that gets us some of the way there, but I'd like to propose BANI, or Bonnie, B-A-N-I, as something that's a little more accurate for the times in which I'm writing, and this was written in 2020, we all remember. BANI stands for brittle, anxious, nonlinear, and incomprehensible. He writes, it's a framework to articulate the increasingly commonplace situations in which simple volatility or complexity are insufficient lenses through which to understand what's taking place. But luckily, he doesn't leave us there, and I can get the author of this article to us later today. He also invites us to consider that brittleness might be met with resilience and slack. that anxiety might be eased with empathy and mindfulness, that non-linearity might need context and flexibility, and this incomprehensibility, it might ask for transparency and intuition. Now, down over there at the First Grace, long-term, he makes this joke, Pastor Sean. He goes, long-term First Grace member, Alice Walker, and everyone laughs because it's a joke. So I'm going to make the joke about him. Long-term First UU New Orleans member, Pastor Sean, has these striking questions that he likes to sort of grasp onto each season. And he's kind of a corny dad, and so we kind of just let it roll off. Sometimes his question is, now I wonder what God's gonna do with that. It's kind of like sharp and sarcastic, but also in true wonder and awe. This season, he's asking the folks, who are you traveling with? I like it because it's bite-sized, it's manageable, and it's kind of comforting. I like it because who you're traveling with sounds like, who are you checking in with? Who's your pod? Because it does matter how we're doing. It does matter that we have people to listen to when we're just having one of those days where it's just too much. I like it because it emphasizes process over outcome. It's not, where are you going? Where are you traveling to? It's who are you traveling with? In the midst of so much chaos, I've been reminded that it's process over product or outcome, that our practices are what makes the thing the thing. And it also recognizes our capacity. When he asks the question, who are you traveling with? I think it's because he assumes we can't be traveling with everyone. We truly can't have 1,000 close friends to travel with. We can be part of movements, but that deeply intimate, you ever traveled with somebody on a trip? You learn a lot about that person. So when he asks this question, who are you traveling with? I'm thinking about who I would choose to go on that kind of a journey with. Who am I crossing state lines, borders with? Who am I getting on planes with? Traveling is risky. Can't do it with everyone. But as I often do with Pastor Sean, and if you're watching, Pastor Sean, we love you, but I like to up the ante. There's a sentiment in UU spaces that we make this space holy by our presence. And I said this last week in Arizona, but in times like these, our presence isn't really enough. We make this space sacred by our presence, and we shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle around to tend these fires. And we are the ones we've been waiting for. And Marsha P. Johnson was a freedom fighter, and she taught us how to fight. And we who believe in freedom cannot rest. So adding to Sean's question, who are you traveling with? Not traveling aimlessly about, or not traveling without purpose, but who are you fiercely and with the utmost clarity traveling with? So my family, I'm from New Orleans, if anybody doesn't know, and people don't know because I don't sound like it, and I get a lot of feelings about that, but I am from New Orleans. My family, I am the granddaughter of Verlita and Herman McKendall, the great-granddaughter of Pauline and Pauline Bertrand. Wow, they were married. And they grew up in St. Roch and at Pontchartrain Park, my mother grew up. for a long time. In my kitchen, there is a really kind of creepy marble piece that was in St. Louis Cathedral number 2, where my grandmother and her mother and her mother and her mother are all there. We're from New Orleans. And we kind of all look like me, like kind of light skin on the edge. I think maybe all of my aunts and my grandparents are like, you know, they're New Orleans Creole people. And that has put them into some discerning positions. I heard a story about my grandfather who was sitting at the back of the bus, and someone said, "Oh, sir, you belong in the front." He said, "Oh, no, I belong right here." And then my grandmother, during the Black Lives Matter movement, I was with her in Jacksonville, Tennessee, where she had moved after Katrina, and we were watching all of the protests happening Thanksgiving week. She said, "I just think they need to just be quiet and just get along." That hurt. But as I've uncovered more about my family and reflected more about what it means to be a light-skinned Black person, a Creole person in New Orleans, the question that comes up for me is, are you Black or not? Or are you Black or what? In my coming of age, that question has been answered for me, that being Black for me is as much as a political commitment as it is a racial identity. In other words, I like to think about, who am I casting my lot with? Who am I attaching my future to? Have you put your political commitments into action, into relationship? In some ways, we're blessed to be in a city that hasn't worked for many people for a long time, if ever. Stay with me. That means we have some of the most creative problem solvers right here in the city where we live. Some of the most out-of-the-box organizers down the street. Right here in New Orleans, we are in the midst of legacies and legacies of resistance. Now is the time to lock in. Who are you traveling with? What would it look like to host a family dinner for chosen family every Monday? My friend Mark Ewart in DC is doing that. He said, it's nothing fancy. It's just kind of like what we have. Maybe it's takeout, maybe it's leftovers. He's rummaging around the cabinet for cookies. Maybe it's chosen family in like the sense that you have known these people for 20 years, but maybe it's chosen family in terms of who you met that week. Who are you traveling with? Do you know where the closest community garden is? And are you taking that place seriously? Are there ways you could invest more deeply in that place? Are there ways you could let yourself be fed by that place? Like actually eat the food from the community garden? Actually practice interdependence? Who are you traveling with? Henry, I'm sad to see him not here today. He has this friend, Antonio Travis, who's an organizer with the Friends and Families of Louisiana's Incarcerated Youth. Y'all know Antonio? He's come to speak here before. He said hi. He misses y'all. Are you casting your lot with the people who have been bearing the brunt of this brutal empire for quite some time? Have you found that base-building organization to be in followership of? Or have you just talked with your friends and family, like in case of emergency, like someone losing their job? Have you plotted that out? Have you plotted out what it looks like to deal with someone who has a kid with debilitating anxiety about the world that they're inheriting? Have you plotted out what you're gonna do if someone that you know has an unwanted pregnancy? Now is the time to lock in. Like, ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around. Like, we are climbing Jacob's ladder. We are. Like, and before I'll be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave, going home. In closing, friends, and all of this is in so much love. If you sat here through these thoughts and thunk, well, you know what, Sarah, I actually really don't know anybody that has been affected by the chaos. I feel like my community is relatively untouched or unaffected. Here is your homework, and I dare you to go out there and find someone or a community that is going through it right now and sit with them. I dare you to listen to their stories, to cook for them, to cast your lot with them until it hurts you enough to do something about it. I promise you it won't take long. So, like my question that my ancestors have been going through for decades and generations, are you black or nah? Are you showing up for black people or nah? My question to us is, are we you or nah? Are we called to not bow down or nah? Are we called to do justice and love mercy or what? And in the words of the amazing Mary Hooks, are we called to be willing to be transformed in service of the work or what? Friends, may we meet these brittle, anxious, nonlinear, and truly incomprehensible times with people to travel with, to love on, to grow and transform with, to resist with, to ask new questions and become new beings with, to sing with, to risk with. May we find and keep our people to tend these fires. May it be so.
Thank you, Reverend Sarah. I don't know about y'all, but I heard some things I needed to hear today, so thank you. All right, y'all. Generosity is a spiritual discipline. We can now practice our act of giving together by placing your offering in the collection plate or by using the information in your order of service to give electronically.
The choir is a little low in number today, so I'm going to ask you to turn to page 134 in your gray hymnal and sing along with us, Our World is One World. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay.
touches one affects us all. The seas that wash us round about, the clouds that cover us, the rain that falls. Our world is one world. The thoughts we think affect us all. The way of wealth affect us all. The way we spend, the way we share, who are the rich or poor, who stand or fall. Our world is one world, just like a ship that bears us all, where fear and greed make many holes, but where our hearts can hear a different call.
Gifts to this community of faith are gratefully received. Let us acknowledge these gifts by reading together the words in your order of service. This gift from the abundance of my life blesses me, our ministries, and the world. Giving and the offering plate and pledging are part of how we steward this congregation. There are countless other ways to serve, build community, and share our love with the rest of the city. Here are a few opportunities coming up, and we're going to have some spotlight announcements in a moment. The membership committee would like to remind you that our new to UU class this afternoon is happening from 12 to 2 p.m. Anyone interested in learning more about our faith is welcome to attend, as is anyone who's interested in membership or who has joined recently and has not been able to attend a class for newcomers. Lunch will be provided. Woo, love that. Class and lunch will be held at Epiphany House next door to the chapel. This way, right? Yeah, to the left. See Lane if you have questions. Lane, can you raise your hand? Oh, there you go. Lane's in the kids' room, but you'll see her. If you have questions or need directions to Epiphany House. And then I want to invite up Beverly for our first spotlight announcement.
Good morning. I just want to remind you all that next Saturday, a lot of people are going to gather downtown to say a few things and have a few signs about the present administration and the way that it's going. And I know that a lot of First Church people are going to participate in that. We don't have matching T-shirts. We're working on that. But we do have a sign, and we're getting pretty good at hanging out together with our signs. But then that's from 2 to 5, I think it is. And that's happening all over the United States. But after that, we're going to travel across the lake, yes, across the lake, to our North Shore friends and family, where all three churches are having a campfire and supper, and they have a beautiful place out there to gather, and we're just going to be talking about being UUs in Greater New Orleans and in this political climate. So if you need a ride, if you know, the details are in the digest. It doesn't mention if we're supposed to bring food or they're going to feed us. I'll find that out for y'all, and I'll send out a special email later this week. But we went. Some of us went back in October and had a really great time, and I really hope that a lot of y'all can come, because it's really powerful to be traveling with other UUs. That's who I'm traveling with.
Beverly, I would assume that it says potluck, that means we all bring something.
I don't think it said potluck, though, but maybe it did. Check your digest, and I'll get additional information out if it's needed.
I thought I read that.
It may have.
Heck yeah, we're doing community together. We're protesting. We're doing a lot, y'all. For our last spotlight announcement, I'd like to invite up Katie Gelfand.
Ooh. All right, I got my tissue. It's going to be okay. I have a sad announcement. I have a sad announcement for me, maybe for y'all too, but it is with a heavy heart that I let you know that I will be resigning from my position at the church at the end of June. I've already informed the board and the staff and a smattering of other people that I felt like I could get to before today. But this is a very, very hard decision for me. It still feels hard, clearly. But I just feel like the time is right for me to move on professionally. And I just want you to know how much I love this congregation. And it's been a great honor to serve you the last 9 years. And it's been the most fulfilling work of my whole life. I'm deeply grateful for the amount of trust and faith you've shown in me, and for the opportunity to grow and challenge myself, and for all the support of this wonderful community. I'm still deeply devoted to Unitarian Universalism and Unitarian Universalism in New Orleans, and you'll definitely see me at protests, etc. Just know that I love you, and this was very hard, but we still have 3 months together, so I'm sure that we'll make the most of it. Thank you, and I love you.
Oh, friend. Thank you, Katie. Thank you for sharing that with us. I hope you see how loved you are by that reaction. All right, y'all, we're going to close out together. Please stand in body or spirit and join in our chalice extinguishing, which is printed in your order of worship. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. And our closing hymn today is number 126 in your gray hymnal, Come Thou, Font Every Blessing.
Hear the cries of war for silence.
The words of Nancy Wood. Hold on to what is good, even if it is a handful of earth. Hold on to what you believe, even if it is a tree which stands by itself. Hold on to what you must do, even if it is a long way from here. Hold on to my hand, even when I have gone away from you. May it be so. Greet your neighbors, have coffee, resist.